Welcome back to another episode of Name That Sound. Today we're going to jump into Serum and create a bass patch. It's no secret that my style revolves around sound design in conjunction with harder styled screeches. And the foundation of all my tracks, aside from, a very few that revolve, that are like straight up screech tracks, like, Louder or Demons or something like that, which is like, it's just a screech medley song. Most of the songs start with a foundation of sound design and basses or leads or different sort of things that are taken from different genres, from take this from dubstep, take this from hardstyle, take this from whatever, so sound design is a very core element. I usually, just a fun fact, I usually write the screeches last. I usually write the screeches into a record last. And if I end up even using screeches, we can't overlook our initial production value in our sound design here. So what we're going to do today is we're going to jump into Serum, create a bass patch, and I'm going to show you how I pair it together with a screech. Make sure if you guys come up with any names for this sound to throw them down in the comments section. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys' crazy names for this sound. So that's the key of F, E. Let's go in the key of D. Yeah, so I like that. So I don't know how we're feeling. I never know how I'm feeling most of the time. I usually just hop in and I just, I start making stuff. So let's go ahead and grab, let's use something that everybody has. So like, let's hop in here. Let's just take a listen to some of these things. That sounds nice. I like the gritty. And I'm just going to go straight up off the bat and grab like a basic shapes. That also, okay. That might come in handy. And then we're just going to try and play around with a couple things and see what we can... No, Bend Plus. This is a massive classic favorite. But usually, let's try FM from B and take it. So that's nice. I like that. I like to start off all my sounds just being as basic sustains. Sustains are so powerful, and I like to use my own LFO tools to kind of make them move aside as compared to using in Serum's in-house LFO. The LFO and the in-house LFO tools in Serum are great, but I like, always go to using something that you're comfortable with. Anyway, back in here, we've got this nice sound. Sounds like that. Usually I would like to use like a sawtooth, but it's not. I mean, we could probably get something out of the sawtooth, but the gritty almost sounded like it had a sawtooth going on in the wavetable, so I kind of wanted to use something different. Let's grab, it's just playing around. I mean, I know what most of the things, let's just play around here. It's interesting. Ooh. That's interesting. And you always want to play around with your phase and random, because this is going to, the phase is saying where the sound is going to start, and these things are determining where the sound starts and all that. So it's very important. Like if you keep pressing the button and you're getting different timbres and different, pitches every here and there, that's because your random and your phase, you need to just set them exactly how you want them. So if you don't want it to move at all, you just would set them down here and it's going to be normal. In my case, I kind of like this. It's kind of heavy. Let's go ahead and grab something like a comb filter. That really cleaned it up. And put the low end in here, even though we'll probably take it out. Give it some resonance. That's what really makes the comb filter shine. Okay, so that's nice. Now, what I want to do is make sure that this is affecting B as well. So that low end is kind of being affected there. So what we're going to do is just bring in the sub and put direct out. So it's not going to be affected by anything we're doing, even adding effects and all that. Nice. Very good. All right. You know, take your time. You know, it's just kind of playing around and going back through and trying out every parameter and twisting every knob. Now let's kind of just get this thing a little beefier. Turn the multi-band on, throw the threshold back. Now we've just got to play around with this high. You see that? The bass is in and out. I don't like that. There we go. Now it's full there. See that random that changed everything, because as we would hit the note, it would be there, it would be not there. So it's all about playing around with that phase and that random. That's a very important thing. I already like how it's got that kind of sweep, because I can already hear how I could implement a screech into that. So that's going to be pretty good. All right. La 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 la. There's probably something that we can do here as far as let's take another LFO and modulate the FM. Oh, that's interesting. It's interesting. Let's get it to sound. That's interesting. And always make sure this trigger, I like to put the trigger on because I don't want it to start randomly. Now this is going to be good, especially if you have a sustain, because now it's going to give it a very sustainy sound. Oh, that would be tight. And then you can, ooh. That's interesting. But I think I'm going to turn it down here so I can get to the point where I wanted it. Just like that. That's nice. Right there. Now I'm just going to turn up the sustain and kind of move this back some more. That's sick. All right. So there's a couple of ways that we can do this, but usually I like to use hyper dimension, and I'll show you a couple of different ways that we can kind of fatten this up and kind of widen it in the stereo field, because it's hitting right down the middle right now. Now we turn this on. I always like to turn the mix all the way up. Then let's bring it in more tunes. So that's one way you can kind of get it, or you can kind of even go in here and just play with the unison, which is actually working a little better. Now, this is gonna, okay. So if we have 2, let's go like 4 and play with how wide we want to, because I don't need it to be like super wide like that, because that ruins the sound for its purpose here. We just need it a little bit, like right there. And now this is going to show how much we're going to blend the detunes or with our mono sound, because you've got your mono sounds and you've got your stereo field, that things that are being detuned here. And this is just going to show how much you're going to blend those two together, the balance here. It's all about finding a good balance. So, you know, that's another way that we can do it, playing with the unison, but usually I like to just go for the hyper dimension. And then play with the dimension, which is really what kind of brings it together here. There it is. Now we've got a nice good sound. I like to play around with different harmonics, so I would like have this as the bass version of it, and then I would, you know, create another one. But first I create another one and kind of change the FM, you know, dial here, or change something in the wavetable position to give it a different kind of tinge, you know. So now what I'm going to do is, I like how it moves, but I want to put emphasis on this quarter note movement. So I'm just going to throw on the LFO tool and kind of achieve that effect here, like this. And you see how it's really sharp. It goes tum tum. So now we kind of just switch over, and this is really good for making sharp cuts. See that? And now you've got this cool thing, and you can kind of tighten that or loosen it as you like. So that's cool. And now this is going like this. There we go. Now we kind of cleaned it up. So now we could even go back to using the sine wave, but I like how it sounds here with this wave here. So it just comes in really nice. Now we kind of really cleaned it up with that move right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate this. So, oh, that's a cool sound too. See what I'm saying? You can, like, you just play around with these knobs in your wavetable position, because you see, this is, you're scoping through. Look at this. You're navigating through the wavetable position. So as you move it, you're starting it at a different point, and it's going to modulate to a different point than you had it before. So, you know, playing around and tinkering there, you can get a whole bunch of different harmonic tones. That's interesting. That's cool, man. So cool. Now you've got, you know, you can kind of move this however you want. It's so simple. This is why I kind of like this Ableton one. It just moves how you want. So I just really like it. And, you know, so all right, cool. So now we've got this cool sound here, and now this as a sustain, our original, which is, now I see, when you, now I'd even go as far as to try to change it now. That's cool. All right, so now putting that together with a screech, you know, you would come in and it's really simple. We're not going to put any drums in here. We're going to keep it real simple here. We've got this sound here. And just go ahead and make this. And then boom. I mean, I guess you would kind of need drums in there. Bump, bump, wah, bump, bump. So like to be really simple with you here, like how we could use this. I'll go ahead and load in a drum rack here, my Thumper kit. I need to make more kits. Okay, so now we've got this Thumper kit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set this up for you here. I've got good. All right, so now we've got this whole thing, and I usually don't like to use the low end from Serum, but I'll use it just because this is an example. So now we'll go ahead and just do this. All right, cool. Like, this is like extremely just basic, but it serves as a foundation of a lot of the drop styles that I do. Just like already you've got something sick, you know. And we just would turn that down, and like we haven't even put in any of our pace synths or anything like crazy in there, because, you know, usually this is how I usually start writing. I'll start writing with all the sound design and basses and different things if it's a hybrid sort of song, and then I'll actually go in and add the screeches how I think they will play off of each other and syncopate everything and bring the synergy together. So I mean, if we were to go in and if I were to indulge you and we went in here and started playing around with some stuff here, for the sake of time, I'll load in some more Serum, and actually just to speed up the process here. And okay, so let me just load in some sounds here. Let's go to like my Mr. Pepper's bank is nice. Let's use the swordfish sound. So this is just going to be really simple. So 1, 2, 3, and okay. Now I just want to clean this up. I like to play in all the, like if I'm working on a drop, I'll write everything in by hand. So I'll like start recording and I'll automate it in by hand, or I'll like play it in, because it gives it a more authentic swing and a more organic feel. And you can get some really, really cool like swing out of just doing it by hand instead of just clicking and program it in. And it's funner, and it's like faster, because if you already know what notes you want to hit, it's like better than going, all right, click, 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 scroll, scroll, scroll. Like that takes forever. So sometimes it's good for that. Like in melodies, like I can't play a fucking hardstyle melody on the piano. That'd be badass though. So let me just play with this here. This is what's fucking this up. There it is. That clean that. See that we've already got this sort of swing going on that's really cool. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do this again. Do this. I'm just grabbing sounds that I've already previously made, just to kind of show you how I'm going to use the sounds that we just made here. Go back to this Mr. Pepper's bank. Swamp Creature. see. So I'm just figuring out the swing. How can I do this? You can either go really basic and go like that, or let me see, play around and get creative. I like that. So 1, 2, 3. So that's cool. That's like offbeat, kind of weird synergy there. Now we'll play around. Then we kind of do this. So it's like that. Cool. So then we've got that. Now we're gonna do this. See, now it's like, oh, like we moving now. See what I'm saying? And now, like, I'm gonna take out the low end in here. So now we've got that whole thing right there. Now let's keep playing around here. And I'm just playing, seeing what plays off each other. I wouldn't actually use this one again. So let's go back and let's layer this with something. This is turning into a long form thing here, but just to show you how we're going to use this and then kind of segue this in to putting the screech into it. So now let's keep writing the beat here. So it's going to go. Yeah. See, it's all about spacing out the kicks. I found if you space out the kicks, because like think about it, in all these hip hop songs or whatever songs you're listening to, the way they space out the kicks, like in hip hop, you always think the kick is gonna hit at one point, but it doesn't, and it's like, oh, they got me right there, but it hits at a more clever point, and that's when I'm like, oh man, this is a clever ass song, like, you know, and that's like the thing that makes it so catchy in your head. You like, you're anticipating it, but it's a play on your anticipation. So, and then spacing it out also gives all the elements in the mix, you know, space to breathe. So that's why in dubstep, it's always like, most of the time, it's like boom, tap, boom, tap. Like it's spaced out because all the other elements need their headroom. So that's a fun tip right there. Now let's do this. And then I'm going to do this again because I kind of like putting more emphasis on my snares. Maybe if I go like this. Yeah, it's better. Yeah, it's better. Yeah, it's cool. See, now we've got something good. Now the drums are coming together. That's sick. So now let's go ahead and do this. And I'm gonna bring in a couple of different things. I've already loaded up that right there. So now let's go ahead and grab a 808 here, like a bully 808. We're in the key of D. That's interesting. That's a good 808. I think. I don't have the sub pack on. I hope it's good. That has some nice tinge to it. I like that. But just in case, I know this one's good. Oops, wrong button. Yeah, that's sick. Now let's go ahead and just make sure this is gonna side chain right. Where we at? This is like such a long form video. I hope you guys like this Name Your Sound. If you have any names for any of these sounds, it could be any of the songs in here. Oh, shout out, look at that. Shout out Vietra. If you're not in our Discord server yet, make sure you join the Discord community. It's so great. Always looking for new faces. And where are the females at? I'm cutting that out. That came out totally wrong. But like the female producers and DJs, because it's just like a sausage fest in here. So that was like my plea for some, you know, differentiation. But now we've got this dope 808. This is sick. But how I'm gonna play this is I will copy the LFO tool from this, so because I want it to sound like one cohesive thing here. So when I bring this in, it's gonna move exactly as the synths do. And I'm gonna make another one here just in case I want to do this differently. Make sure this is in the key of D. Yep, there it is. And now I could even just modulate it like this. Yeah, that's nice. See, that moved. Oh yeah, that was sick. And I'm gonna have to layer this with something else to get it fatter. Not the bass, but the actual patch, serum patch. That was perfect. And now we can go ahead and, oops. Here we go. Ooh. And with these types of like boom kicks, you want to like space them out big time. That's what makes them like so hard hitting, because it's an illusion. I'm pretty sure his. See, now when you get the 808 in there, it starts becoming something. We've got this cool little drum beat. Now we're moving. What the hell happened? Ah, that's what it was. It restarted. Yeah, so make sure you want to like take this off the sustain. Don't want it to keep playing as you when it's over. So just hit that like that. When it's done, it's done. Let me see. Now we got to just get this right. That wasn't right. There it is right there. There it is. There it is. That was sick. Now we rolling. Yeah. Let me do this. Remove it off. Everything's off beat for me. There it is. There it is. This is going to be really swung. There it is right there. See that? Boom. All of them, each of those are a different swing, so it's like, it really feels like it was drawn, like played in. Little tricks. Moving on here. So now we've got that. Now let's bring in some screeches here. Or actually, I'm not even going to bring in the screech yet. Just like to really show you guys how we can bring this together. Just bring some chants in here, because this is what's going to bring in some gangster feel. This video went totally off the rails. I wanted to just make a patch and that was it, but let's see here. Yeah. 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 And now we're just gonna pull that back and take some of that weird sound. There it is. Now it's gonna sit better. All right, that's sick. So now we've got something that you can move to. That was the important part here, making something that you can move to first and foremost, in my case. And now, what can we do here? I like to play in the screeches because they'll do different stuff. So now it's like, oh yeah, I need to actually, what am I doing? I need to set up the side chain for this. All this has been hitting with no side chain. Interesting. I live life on the edge. Here we go. That should fix that. And is there no low end in that, right? Good. I took that low end out. And let's do the same thing for the screech here. All right. I want the screech to kind of slap though, so. Okay. See, it's all about just the subtleties. Like, there's so many things you could do. I'm just playing with the bass screech. I'm not even adding in the layers to make it full yet. So it's like, if it's tight like that, it's gonna be like, oh, you bring everything together. So I kind of like that, man. Am I tripping, or does that? I have an idea in my head, and when I hear one thing, I'm doing other things in my head to process that and turn that write that onto the canvas. So it's like, oh, okay, let's rock it like this. Oh, see that? I'm dancing. I'm making the music as I groove to it. Like, it's like, you know, like, this is so fun. So now we got this line. Now look how we're moving. Oh, now we go ahead and we plug in. We plug in. Let's get the vocals going, because I'm hearing vocals on this, and you see how that goes bump 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 bump, but that other bass patch, serum patch in there is going bump 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 bump, but it's off beat. So the screeches in the patch, they're like playing off of each other, and it creates the groove. See what I'm saying? Like, you see, when we first started this video, y'all probably thought I was crazy. You're like, oh, you know, he's not gonna be big. Oh boy, we got some heaters right here, and it's just a drop. There ain't even no song in it yet. I might have to turn this into a song. Who knows? But now we got this. All right, let's turn the mic on. Let's turn the mic on here. 48 phantom volt. I can never say that word. 48 phantom volt power. I don't know. It's all jumbled. Now we've got that, and now it's gonna do the same thing again, and we're gonna rock it like that, and it's gonna do that again, but this time it's gonna be a little different. We're not even gonna do that. We're gonna play it like this now. So now when it comes in again, when it rides again, where's that screech? Now we're gonna do that that other idea I had. What key was I in? What did I do? Okay, so I was riding it like this. Let me see. I lost it. Yeah, so let's ride it like that. And then it's gonna go like that. Now the way that this plays off is gonna be important. Like this. It's still a little early. Still a little early. There it is. That was dope. So now we've got it. You see that? It goes dum ba. Sick. So now we've got that, and there's gonna be something else in there playing off of that, because it's gonna be like a vocal. I'm writing it in my head. You see, I don't have an idea for the vocal yet, but you see, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Now we've got that, and the syncopation is different, but similar, if that doesn't make any sense. I'm in the zone now. So now we've got this whole thing right here. Now, what kind of vocal can I come up with here? What kind of vocal can I think of here? But that's how, this is like super basic. I don't want to keep going, because I'm going to go down a rabbit hole, and we're going to have a whole song here. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest. I'm the I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest. This thing smacks, boy. God, dog. See, this is like simple. I wouldn't even probably use anything like this. Like, I'm really just gonna be silly now. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest. Yeah. So ain't no stopping. So ain't no stopping what I. Ain't no stopping. Ain't no stopping for me. So I'm gonna swing it together. Good. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest. Stopping for me. Click clack. Like, I would just say that. 1, 2. Click clack. Click clack. Just be like weird. Oh, hold up. Ha ha ha. Done. Ha ha ha. So like, let's just go with that, you know? All right, cool. So there's the vocals. There's the vocals right there. Boom. Now we wrote some crazy cool vocals. Let's go ahead and flatten and freeze that. Woo! I don't know what we're doing. Dang. Literally spent an hour. What? It's like 50 minutes now just doing this. So I'm currently editing. I'm editing this video, right? But what I feel like we're onto something with this. Like, this should be how start to finish is. Like, what are you guys' thoughts on that? Leave a comment below. Like, instead of me working like through like from start to finish, would that still make it start to finish? I don't know. Like, cause it was a whole thing. We started with the sound design. We created a sound, and we created a drop around that. You know, like, I don't know. What are you guys thinking? I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Boom. Camera's out of focus. What the heck? Oh well. But like, you see, it gets fun. You start like, always like when I'm starting off with songs, I'm like, dang, I don't know how I even make songs. Like, how did I get from like empty blank canvas, and now all of a sudden I've got like a whole thing going here. Like, you know, it's always interesting. Yeah, but I can edit it out. It doesn't matter what you got to say. It's not live. A portable speaker? Why? Don't you have one?
I need another one.
But yeah, it's always crazy. You start with this blank canvas and you just keep chugging away at it, and then eventually, you know, you get into a zone, and you just have to capitalize on an idea. And you know, when the idea strikes, you know, you just gotta strike while the iron's hot. If you guys have any names for any of those sounds that we're using in the drop, make sure you guys drop a comment below, or if you like where this song is going. This is like the first time ever I've started just making a drop out of nowhere, which is kind of crazy. This is tight. I'm using this again. It's weird to hold, and I gotta like put it here, but it gives me the best audio quality, so I'm like manning up and just dealing with it. Ooh, with that bass. Ooh, with that bass just alone by itself, and then let's like throw in like a actual click clack. Ooh, you got gangster. Ooh, that sound like some video game like cinematic. Who is that guy? That's me. It's cool always working with your vocals. Like, you get used to it. I know, like, when you first start, you're like, oh, I don't want to use my voice because I sound weird. Yeah, like, I was like that. I used to be like that. But then it's like, you have to visualize. And this is, I might talk about this in the next thought process video. But the topic is going to be, you have to visualize the end result. When I went in and did the vocals on the beast, I became the beast. Look forward to that story. Thought process episode 3. Boom. Ooh, that just sounds hard. I know that this is way too loud too, because I need to turn this down. And I know this is probably, oh, that's actually fine. God dog, maybe like even throw in some distortion. Ooh, that's just filthy, man. Greatest. I want this to be, my whole idea for the whole thing in the first place was for it to be wide.
I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest. I'm the, ain't no stopping for me. I'm the greatest. I'm the.
This is turning into a start to finish for some weird reason. I don't know how we got here, but here we are, ladies and gentlemen. But then this is gonna be like this, and I'm gonna like, let me move this like that. I'm just gonna go like this. There it is. But then I'm gonna just detune it. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's cool. Then like turn it down though. And take it out. Put it in mono. And then I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Now we've got this whole thing doing that crap. That's sick. Now how did I get... Oh, because that's already in stereo, isn't it? I need to just turn this down. Where's this at? -9. That's why it was so off balance. See that? Now it came in together. This is turning in. This video turned into... What the heck did this video become? I'm kind of upset now. Oh well. I'm gonna edit this like a champ.
I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest. I'm the. Ain't no stopping for me. Click clack. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's hard though, man. It's tight. That's tight, man. Come on, Isaiah. What are you doing, bro? It's tight. MacBook's about to die. It's not a portable speaker because you have to plug it in for it to work. What you need a portable speaker for? So like then we could even just be like, take this out and just do this. So let's hear. Ooh. Yeah. Oh my God. Yo, now we jamming. So like, I don't know, I'd have to clean it up, but I'm not gonna like get all nitpicky because then that's gonna take even longer. So this is just what we made, and just this thing just off of just sound design. This whole video just started on sound design, and it was a Name That Sound. So I'm still gonna call it Name That Sound because I don't know what this video would be otherwise, even though it turned into something completely different. What? Sound design.
Now we about to make it dirty. Ain't no stopping for me. Click, clack.